All right, let's talk about organizing our lives. Trying to keep track of our time, our tasks, and just everything that's going on in our heads in a world that never seems to slow down. Today, we're going to build a mental toolbox. We're talking three essential tools that can seriously bring some order to all that chaos. So let's get into it. Does this feel familiar? Juggling appointments, deadlines, and just all the little details of being an adult. It can honestly feel like a full-time job in itself. You're not alone if it feels overwhelming. I mean, remember when life felt simpler? Well, as things get more complicated, our brains just need a better system to keep up. And this right here is the big idea we're digging into. The issue isn't that you're not smart enough or that your memory is failing, it's that we expect our brains to do everything, to be the computer and the hard drive. But to really get things done, we need to give our brains some help. We need some add-ons.
Which brings us to this awesome metaphor, mental wheelbarrows. Think about it. You can carry a couple of logs in your arms, right? But with a wheelbarrow, you can carry way more with less effort. That's exactly what these tools do. They let you offload all that information to externalize your memory. This frees up your brain to do the cool stuff it's actually good at, like thinking, creating, and solving problems. So let's start filling that toolbox.
First up, the absolute foundation of this whole system, the calendar. Its job is simple and it's non-negotiable. This is not the place for your grocery list or random ideas. The calendar has one job and one job only, to tell you when. It's for appointments, meetings, deadlines, anything that is tied to a specific date and time. That's it.
So, of course, the big question is, paper planner or a digital app? And honestly, the real answer is, it doesn't really matter. The best system, hands down, is the one you will actually use. Pick what works for you, because what's way more important than the tool itself are the rules for using it.
And here are those rules. Rule 1. Use only one calendar. Seriously, trying to juggle a paper planner and a Google Calendar is just asking for trouble. Second, you have to be able to access it anytime, anywhere. Third, put stuff in immediately. The moment you make an appointment, it goes in the calendar. And finally, you have to actually look at it several times a day. A calendar you never check is basically just decoration, right?
Okay, tool 2, this one builds right on top of the calendar. If the calendar handles the when, the task tracker is all about the what. This is your to-do list, but supercharged. It's where you capture everything you need to do so you can get it out of your head and see the whole picture. And yep, just like the calendar, the specific tool you use is up to you. Whether it's a dedicated section in your planner, a simple notebook, or a digital app, like Trello or Google Keep, the most important thing is that you pick one system and you commit to it. See a pattern emerging here? The rules for your task tracker are pretty much the same as for your calendar, and for all the same reasons. You need one central place for all your to-dos so nothing gets lost. You need to be able to access it all the time. You have to put tasks in right away before you forget them, and you need to check it often so you actually know what needs to be done. Okay, so you've got your calendar for the when and your task list for the what. That's a huge step, but a giant long to-do list can feel pretty paralyzing. So how do you decide what to do next? That's where our third tool comes in. It's a super simple way to label your tasks so you always know exactly where to focus. Here's how it works. It's a simple 3-step process. First, just go through your list and put a due date on everything that has a hard deadline. For the things that don't, give yourself a target date. When would you like to have it done? Once you've done that, you can move on to the really crucial part, sorting everything into a few priority categories. And these are the categories. You've got your A tasks. These are the big ones, super urgent and super important, the things you have to do today or tomorrow. Then you've got your B tasks, still important, but not as urgent. These can wait a few days. And finally, the C tasks. These are the tricky ones. They're not that urgent or important, but they're often easy, and that can be a real trap. Which brings us to the most critical part, actually doing the work. The rule is simple, but it's not always easy. You work on your A tasks before you even touch your B tasks. And you work on your B tasks before you even think about the C's. It's so tempting to get stuck in what the source calls C task land, answering easy emails, tidying up, because it feels productive, but it's not moving the needle on your most important goals. So there are our 3 tools, the calendar for when, the task tracker for what, and priority labeling for what's next. But look, knowing about the tools is one thing. Actually making them a part of your daily life is another. So how do we build the habit?
First thing you have to know, and this is so important, it's going to feel weird and clunky at first, and that is totally okay. Think about it. Any new system, any new habit feels unnatural in the beginning. You just have to push through that initial awkwardness. Don't let it throw you off. This quote right here really nails it. You're not aiming for perfection. You're going to forget to write things down sometimes. You'll probably get your priorities mixed up now and then. That's fine. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is just to be consistent enough that you start seeing the benefits. It is all about progress, not perfection. So what does that look like in the real world? The advice is pretty simple. Give it a real shot for 1 full week. Commit to it. Don't try it for a day or two and then jump to some other new, shiny app. Give your new system a solid week to see if it starts to click. So there you go. 3 simple, powerful tools to build out your own mental toolbox, to bring some clarity and control back into your life. When you use them together and you're consistent, they can be a total game changer. Your toolbox is ready. The only question is, what are you going to build first?